Yeah, he was like Professor X, Professor Xavier, the X-Men, bald head, straight, no facial hair or anything. Trying to hang with them young girls. And them little girls in there, they probably just turned 18, if that. And I'm just looking at them like, did you?
Yes.
They were checking IDs. They weren't checking.
Did you have to be 21?
We didn't check IDs.
Right.
Are we sure? Because what about that little crackhead boy that almost ran into me and you with the saliva?
He looked mad, y'all.
He was mad on drugs.
But you know what? You know where we were sitting at towards the food trucks? You could have easily came in that back.
That's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying? So, and they said it was open. That part was open to the public. It was a concert at one point.
That's what I'm saying. Like them kids, and they were all hanging out there taking pictures and shit. Little girls out there, they must have had a 20-minute photo shoot off of an iPhone. Yeah, inside the little whatever.
Dang, that's what I'm talking about, the pod thing. Is that a thing?
Oh.
I ain't never
like
seen
the white
that shit.
Pod thing.
You calling it a pod, so that's why we don't know what it is.
You know what I think when I hear pods?
What?
Laundry detergent.
I think bathroom.
I think Tide Pods.
She trying to die right now talking about pods and shit. Them motherfuckers eating pods and dying. What's going on?
I'm not taking on what you have. I have my own set of problems. I'm not taking on your problems. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to kind of talk about your shit, but when you're kind of looking for somebody to save you on something, that's where it becomes kind of toxic. What were some of the things you were made fun of for growing up? Number one, my ears. I used to get picked on about my ears when I was little. And my head too. My head size compared to my body size, you know what I mean? I was all of maybe 90 pounds soaking wet. So big ears and big heads, like a little Martin. Like a little Martin Lawrence walking around, almost like my man that was on Moesha, like when he was on the episode of Martin and trying to tell people what to do. This ain't no Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you. I had big ears. I had a big head, and let's see. I used to talk to myself in class loud. In the 5th grade, I remember moving to Suffolk back in '95. Florence Bowler said, can't even say it right. Florence Bowser Elementary, Miss Carey's class, 5th grade. And it's me, there's Takara was in Miss Leonard, with Pug and Marquise and them. Was Marquise with us? I think so. Marquise might have been, I don't know. But there's me, Carmen, Sandra, this girl named Alicia. She was tall, beautiful girl. I haven't seen her since we were like in fucking 5th grade, but I'm sure wherever she is, she's still just as pretty as she was then. There's a lot of us. Dante Copeland, I think Lauren Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. We were young. We were just very, just very young looking back at our... Obviously, looking back then, it's fucking 1995, you're 5th grade. But, I was new to the school. I was new to Virginia. And I would sit in my classroom and I would hum songs out loud. And it was this song by, was it Carrot Top? Simply Red. Shit, they cousins. Shit, they look alike to me, goddammit. But Simply Red had a song, I think it was called Pleasure at the Fairground or some shit. And it would just sing, it would just ring in my fucking head. And I think one time it was quiet in class. I don't even realize anybody's paying attention to me and everybody starts laughing. They start laughing at me or whatnot. But I would talk to myself. ask myself. I literally would talk to I would talk to myself out loud. I didn't answer my own questions, but I would ask questions. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what that is, you know? And then I kind of got shamed for it. So I think I started to suppress myself, and I tried to become what I needed to survive or whatever, to be cool, to fit in, you know what I mean? Like most kids tend to do when they're going into middle school. But got picked on for, like I said, the ringworm shit that one time in 7th grade, Miss Phelps' class. It was a long 4 months having, during that time frame. You know, it was a humbling experience, that's for sure, because, you know, kids are brutal, especially us at John Yates. We didn't give a damn. You know, I had to take what I dished. You know, that's what we did. We made jokes, so we're funny. Some of the best comedy has come from 7th graders at John Yates Middle School, that's for sure. I got made fun of for running like what my mom would call a jackrabbit when I used to play basketball. You know, I would gallop up the fucking court versus run. And I remember being chastised by the family and being laughed at, right? And it's just a traumatizing feeling, an eerie feeling. You know what I mean? Being laughed at because you felt like you wouldn't be loved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to fit in so you could be loved. Conditional love. That is, if indeed I did feel that way, looking back. But, you know, I was young, like 7, 8 years old. And, I would try to, I would run like that. I would gallop or whatnot, not knowing how to fight as a kid, young, you know what I'm saying? Be like, soft or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Picked on for being skinny, being skinny. One of my friends, Lucius, you know what I'm saying? Luke, he used to, when we were young in Burbage Grand, Luke used to call me Blow Pop, because my body was built like a fucking, like a blow pop, big ass head and skinny body. And, just minor shit. Being picked on about having vitiligo, you know what I'm saying? Having that, you know, again, the family, we don't hold no punches. As far as like, no matter what the affliction is, it's because comedy got us through, and sometimes your number gets called, and you got something that's funny about you. I mean, it's not a funny situation. No one wants you to get hurt or nothing like that, but indeed, you know, the family will kick out some jokes that might be ill-timed, but it's not meant to be malicious. You know what I mean? It's just meant to be funny. And if it's funny, it's funny. You know, I used to tell my daughter, it might have backfired, but I told her when she was little, you can say it as long as it's funny. You know what I mean? I created, you know, a monster, but my baby, she's good. She's she's kind. You know what I mean? She can be funny. She very well can be brutally funny. So can my little brother. Been an influence on the both of them. But they both have their own forms of comedy that can be well appreciated. You know what I mean? But I mean, those are some stuff that I would be picked on about. So you know, like my ears, my head, and when I started to gain weight in the Air Force, my weight. You know, my best friend at one point in time called me Baloo the Bear because I started picking up a lot of weight. You can see it in my face, just chunky, you know what I mean? And, it's not basic shit, you know what I'm saying? Being talked about, growing up being too sensitive and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like being afraid to go on a roller coaster or whatever it was, until being afraid to go into this haunted house as a kid in Ocean City. Like, this is like under 10 years old, like, you know, elementary school days, but you know, you got that influence and that peer pressure from your older cousins, like, oh, you afraid to go in that haunted house or whatever, and it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's like the same haunted house shit is still there to this fucking day, and being afraid of thunderstorms. Lord knows I was afraid of fucking thunder and lightning when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Ocean City. Not in Ocean City, but Salisbury, my grandma's house during the summer. And you know, in black folk houses, whenever it's thunder and lightning, you gotta turn everything off. So everybody's sitting in the dark. Some people on the damn phone, you know what I mean? And but it was good times, you know, the fact that we would do such, you know what I'm saying? But we get kind of quiet, and you know, you don't want, you know, electricity turned off or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the reason, the logic was that whenever it starts thunder and lightning, you turn the TV off and all that shit. Because sometimes, you know, the lightning would hit a light pole and it would knock the TV out anyway. But it's just funny how that goes growing up black. I'm not sure what outside of the black community, if that's even a thing, if anybody knows, like if, you know, whatever your ethnicity is outside of being black, if it's the same shit, definitely comment below. Let me know if y'all did any wild shit like that, any weird ass superstitions about electricity, you know. Yeah, whenever whenever it would like thunder, it'd be thundering and lightning. You know what I'm saying? We'd be at my grandma's house, the lights turn off, you know what I mean? Everybody just sitting there in the dark or whatever, just making jokes too, for that matter. But those are just a few things, you know what I'm saying, that I used to get made fun of for when I was a kid that I can think of. I'm sure there's more. But yeah, the wingworm, the head, having a big head, having big ears. Oh yeah. I can't leave out the fact that somehow I got around in high school that I had a curved dick. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's one day, I'll never forget it, walking out of the sex education class. And you know, got the guys over here, the girls over there, and then like some girls coming up seeing me and being like this and shit, you know what I'm saying? When I tell you brutal. I think Carl said some shit, probably, because yeah, we're kids, you know what I'm saying, experimenting stuff, so word get out and whatnot. But love my sister to this day, you know what I'm saying? Known each other since we were fucking roughly 9 years old, you know what I mean? But yeah, some wild shit. That's some of the stuff. Looking back at it now, some of the shit that was made fun of, and well, you know, all in all, it made me who I am today. So it's just funny to look back on them now. Who's the funniest person in your family to you? That's that's a good question. It's a very, very solid question too. Because we all go through pain and we're all masters of pain, comedy is second nature for all of us. I mean, from the top to the bottom. From grandma, you know, we're talking about my mom's side, my grandma, you know, my grandma Sarah, hilarious. She can be funny when she wants to. Her kids can be hilarious. My aunt Yvonne, God rest her soul, you know, she passed away last July. And Yvonne used to be funny as hell too. My Uncle Kevin too, as well, God rest his soul. He had his own style. He had his own style of comedy. If we were playing like a video game, let's say him and my cousin Richard, what up, Rich? Love you, man. Let's say we be playing Nintendo. This is, you know, obviously much, you know, elementary days. But let's say we're playing Nintendo and my uncle is getting his ass kicked. He's playing with the Cowboys, whatever football game we're playing, he's playing with the Cowboys, a big Cowboy fan. But if he's getting his ass whooped, he, you know what I'm saying, playing barefoot, he got the big toe by the reset button. Oops. It used to be shit like that. That used to be hilarious. My mother, that's up there. Yeah. Mommy's a clown. Yeah, my mother is, she's a genius, man. She's a genius when it comes to comedy. She doesn't even know how funny that she is. But one of my favorite jokes, and anyone who is really close to me will know that when I tell you Cheryl Boogie, my mother, says that's a black lie, and the timing of it is you can't just say it. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be the timing of it. It's gotta be something like, well, daddy gonna take you out. I don't know, something, typical married joke or whatever. So daddy gonna take you out to I don't know, fancy restaurant tonight. That's a black lie. Shit like that. It's just like the timing of it is impeccable. My daughter, shit. I'll never forget when my daughter told me her first joke. She was maybe 5, 6, and this is a joke I've had in my head. That's why I knew that this was my child. And family member, I'm not gonna say the name, but a family member kind of favored Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And my daughter was like, Daddy, and she said it slow too. She was like, Daddy, don't blank look like. I said, you're definitely my kid. And that's sad. That's sad because I got the joke immediately when it, when it came out. Oh shit, what am I talking about? Tony, my cousin Tony, a fucking riot. And his sister, Christoria, like, Chrissy they all when I tell you that this family has earned the right to have a reality show for comedy, from the things that we've gone through in life, man, we definitely do. But I have to choose one. I have to choose one person that I find to be the funniest in the family. I'm trying to think who would be the funniest in the family to me, outside of myself, that is. I get my own form of comedy and shit like that. I used to pride myself on being the jester. Thought that was my role for the family. But if I had to go with a family member that I think is the the funniest to me, it would probably be. It's the tie. Honestly, it's the tie between Tony and Christoria. They know no bounds when it comes. They know no bounds when it comes to comedy. Tony can say anything and make that shit like hilarious. It really doesn't matter. He'll find a popular song, and just keep running it into the fucking ground and just say random shit. He used to call himself Roscoe, so sometimes he'll just randomly be saying that shit at the most inopportune time, just saying Roscoe. But it's family, right? It's family. And when all of us are like together, it's a riot. It's comedy. It's definitely comedy. I'll say, like, when my brother, my cousin Christoria, my cousin Micah, you know what I mean? Shout out to Micah, man. Love you, man. When they get together, like, it's a lot of, like I said, a lot of laughs or whatever. Whenever it's like my cousin Duke, my mom, and my grandma, and my Aunt Christy all just sitting around the table. My grandma's living room, it's a fucking riot. It's, what I'm saying? It's just nonstop laughter. The kids are hilarious too, you know what I'm saying? Like the babies right now, like Aubrey, Ziggy May, Zaire's funny. Zaire tried to beat me up through FaceTime not too long ago. My mom, she FaceTimed me from my grandma's house. That was cute. But he wanted a piece of me. But it was fun to watch. Fun to see him grow up so fast, man. 5 years goes by so damn fast. To see him just grow up is you know what I'm saying, is incredible. But I say, man, you can just tell by the joy of my face talking about my family. I love my family. I miss them, man. It's just a lot. Like I said, a lot, a lot of great memories. Just talking about a lot of stuff that we've done. You know what I mean. Comedy shit. I mean, literally laugh at the darkest things. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I guess that's what got us through. What can I say? That's what got us through. And we're gonna continue to get through in our individual lives. But yeah, I would have to say that the funniest to me in the family, just like off the dome, just funny. I would have to give it to like I said, that's a tie between Tony and Christoria. They brother and sister. They are definitely a riot. The comedy level that they have is like I say, is unmatched. And just how they say things and the timing of it all is it's uncanny. It's definitely uncanny. So I had to give it to them. I have to give it to Tony and Christoria. Love y'all. What has mental health taught you about healthy relationships? Number one, projecting my issues onto others. It's taught me to recognize I was doing such. It taught me to not make everything about me in any relationship, let alone like an intimate one, you know what I mean? To be able to just self-soothe, really. Being able to talk about what you're going through without putting it onto someone and coming off sounding like a victim. You know what I mean? Like, there's another thing of talking about your story. Then there's another thing about coming off as if you've been wronged by life. Like, life did you wrong, like your problems are different than anybody else's. Everyone has problems. Man, woman, we all got problems. You know what I'm saying? You're not special. Your problems are not special. And you go through it. You go through with them. You know, it's like you face them. And it can be difficult for some, depending on what you're going through. But that's life, though. What else has mental health taught me about healthy relationships? The ability to listen and try not to talk over people. And not talk about you. Don't turn the conversation to make it about you. Ensure when you are asking questions, like when you're talking to someone, be sure to engage with them and ask questions about the things that they're telling you to show that you're, one, paying attention, and two, it encourages that person to talk more. And that's how you learn. It taught me, mental health taught me how to learn to love someone. By studying them, you know, finding things interesting, asking questions as if you were trying to learn something from them. You know, they have the most interesting information, and you know, I try to do that to the best of my knowledge with what I do when I engage in conversation. You know what I'm saying, with the people that I value in my life, friends, family, whatever. Like asking questions that pertain to them and not like, you know, try to change it, turn it around on me. But mental health has definitely helped me become a better friend to people, especially engaging in conversation. I used to not be the best at communicating, if you can believe that or not. But now to be like, to apply these things into my everyday living, practicing it. You know, practice makes progress. There's no such thing as perfection. Practice makes progress. So just like when I talk to, you know what I'm saying, my friends, I do my best to make it about them and not me. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to maintain the focus, which is them. So allowing them to share more of what they have on their mind. And learn. And another thing with mental health and really spirituality is like talking to someone is about removing the suffering from them for whatever they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Being able to just listen, one-sided, not take anything personal, and just let that person kind of, vent, if you will. Don't get me wrong. My narcissistic ways and my ego can somehow, form a bond. And when certain things are being said about me, it's not able to be said sometimes. So it's like practice, it's like recognizing, oh shit, yeah, that's your issue right there. You're trying to defend yourself based off of who you believe you are. And who you are is a very fluid concept when you change every day. So like a person's like, nah, that's not who I am. How do you know? You know what I'm saying? Like you may know what you're not by the things that you do and you don't actually like, but you never know who you are until you go out and just do things. You know what I'm saying? You very well may like it. That's some stuff that I learned from like on the mental health shit. What else? It's not no one is your responsibility. You are not responsible for the many things that you were raised to believe you were responsible for when it comes to a relationship. And it's a big load off. It's just sometimes hard to get individuals that try to project their insecurities onto you. It can be difficult to kind of set that boundary sometimes. But that's, again, what practice is about. It's like saying that I'm not taking on what you have. I have my own set of problems. I'm not taking on your problems. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to kind of talk about your shit. But when you're kind of looking for somebody to save you on something, that's where it becomes kind of toxic. It can be, where you have to set boundaries, and doing what's best for you sometimes is going to piss people off. So being mindful, being really, really mindful of those things. We have friends, and we have those friends that are always in some shit, and then they try to get advice and not really taking the advice. You just want to talk because you're not applying the advice that's being given to you to change your situation for the better. You just like to, you like sitting, you like attention. It's attention-seeking behavior. It's like perspective, that it's attention-seeking behavior. And that's how I see it. Mental health, what has mental health taught me? Mental health has taught me that I wasn't crazy about the shit that I endured in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It taught me that it's okay to heal. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to do things for you and not feel bad about it. It's all right to be selfish. That's another thing that mental health teaches you about healthy relationships. It's all right to be selfish and look after yourself. You have to put your mask on first before you can help anybody else on the fucking plane. So, like, what can you give if you don't feed yourself? So whatever I feed myself, I'm able to feed everybody else. And it's like learning to do that. Remember to put yourself first and not be a people pleaser and, live off of trauma, feeling like you won't be loved unless you do this for somebody, but fuck you, forget yourself. And again, I see that as a trauma response. A lot of us were raised where we had, our feelings were not valued. Our parents were more concerned about their own emotions. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't right, but they were struggling just as much as I am, dealing with dealing with emotions and shit, being emotionally unavailable, for that matter. Learning what that means, trying, and not just like for a relationship, but friendships and, family, and like feeling that you got to defend yourself. And that's what another thing about mental health that has taught me about healthy relationships is vulnerability. Brene Brown, I talk about Brene Brown all the time. And that aspect of, vulnerability, she taught me that shame can only hold up behind you, not in front of you. So if I talk about whatever it is I feel ashamed of, it loses its strength, it loses its power, and it empowers me to tell my story, whatever it is each week. Talking about these different topics, whatever I have to say, it's freeing for me, regardless of how people look at me and, their judgments of me, whatever it is, I have to take them in stride. but it's healing for me to do so. And well, I don't know what else to say. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for going through said things. Mental health, about healthy relationships, that a person that's constantly questioning your whereabouts, looking in your phone is unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Or not allowing you to have friends of the opposite sex is unhealthy. Now, granted, that friends of the opposite sex that you know clearly are trying to pursue you, yeah, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? But like literally people you know from, you know what I'm saying, grade school or something like that, it's never gotten that way. Not because you didn't want to, but it just never got that way with them. And she has an issue with that. And that's you know, again, insecurities. You have no control over a person's insecurities because they're inside. It's an inside job. But some people do deal with that. But I mean, I think I touched on a lot when it comes to like mental health and what it's taught me about healthy relationships. I mean, healthy relationship, I learned that I've never seen what the fuck I learned. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like being a partner to somebody and listening, you know what I mean? Both of you looking out for one another. It sounds very fairy tale, unicornish, but you know, I believe that if you can believe it, you can see it. You can create. Yeah, you can be what you wanted earlier in your life. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance that you can create said environment. It's just about finding an individual that you feel has those qualities. You know, when you're ready, that is, you know what I mean? When you're ready to go down that route and seeing people, like, again, meeting women and stuff and recognizing whether or not, like, as you get older, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see shit as you did when you were 20, when you turned 30 and so forth. And you know what I'm saying? So like being a straight man and, you know, the times that I've met women in my life, recognizing and seeing like the red flags, being able to see someone projecting shit onto you and wanting you kind of like to be a savior for them, you know, try to be like a captain, save a hoe, or whatever term is being used, you know what I'm saying, to like a damsel in distress, them being victim and preying on that, using that as leverage to try to manipulate you. Just again, different scenarios that come up as you know, as a man that you dealt with. But there are people in this world, I believe, that actually do value you, for you. You just have to, you know, you have to weed out and first off, love yourself so that you can recognize when someone doesn't know how to love you and not trying to learn how to love you. You know what I mean? And those are the people you want to take out. You want to remove negative people out your life as soon as possible. You want to remove the unhappy and the unlucky. You want to have people around you that are going to uplift you. They're going to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not so hell-bent on positivity that they're not able to see when things are fucked up, but to the point where it's like the energy, like, despite it being fucked up, we still moving forward. You know what I'm saying? We still pushing through. We're still gonna get through this just like we got through the last thing. We made it through 100% of our bad days, and we just gonna keep fucking pushing. That's the people you want in your life, you know what I'm saying? Especially right now, if you're trying to better yourself, and then you try to, you know what I'm saying, stay on the straight and narrow, and keep away from that negative energy. We live in a world full of energy. That's what's really important. So there's a few things that, you know, mental health has taught me about healthy relationships. I'm very grateful to my therapist that I've had, Dr. Bermudez and Megan. What can I say, man? They've been great for me and in my life, showed me a lot of things about myself that I did not know. I recommend that all men, especially black men, go to therapy. And same for just couples too. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't date a woman that's not willing to go, like on a long-term basis, a woman that's not willing to go to therapy. Because I know I'm fucked up. So you better know that you fucked up. So we can be fucked up together, getting our shit together. But no, in all seriousness, that's all I got. What do you foresee of relationships going forward? If we don't go to therapy, we're done. We're done for. As far as divorce rates are going up. Men are less likely to get married due to a lot of things. Peter Panism, not being able to grow up. Another part is also dealing with entitled ass females that, and it's getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting old. Like, believing that you just have certain type of pull and that the world should kiss your ass because you were born when you're just as human as I am. You know what I mean? Those, they know who they are. They know who they are, where they feel like they're God's gift to the world, and you know what I'm saying? They've been raised to be a princess and all this other shit. And it's going to bite you in the ass, because when you have that character, you're going to attract a man that does not value you, and he's going to treat you like shit. And depending on your upbringing will determine whether you felt like you deserve that shit and you make you want to stay. But you'll never get what you deserve. You only get what you allow and what you tolerate in this life. I don't give a fuck who you are. The nicest person in the world. If you keep letting mean motherfuckers just walk all over you, it's because you allowed it. It's not that you deserve it. It's that you're not willing to do what it takes to change. You're not doing what it takes to, you know what I'm saying, to make a difference, to have a different outcome. And it's going to take a different person to do that. You're going to have to go somewhere where you've never gone in order to get something that you've never seen. You know what I'm saying? And, but relationship wise, yeah, if we're not going to humble ourselves, life surely will. That's what I'll say. Life has a way of humbling you, whether you believe in God or the universe, Buddha, Satan, atheists, whatever, whoever you believe in. Life has a way of humbling you. And when it comes to relationships, I mean, we're talking about people that are, again, we got career women. And career women most of the time are working on their career up until they're in their mid-30s. And then they want to start a family and shit like that. What you don't understand is that you've been operating so much in your masculine that you're going to attract the wrong type of guy. And this doesn't happen for all women that have chosen a career path, and much respect to them. Kudos, Miss Independent, the Neo song, all of that. But when you operate in, from being around so many male dominant fields where there's a lot of men, you're going to take on that energy. And the man that you actually are attracted to, you're not going to attract because you're operating in your fucking masculine energy. Same for us, you know what I'm saying? Us men that want to play games all fucking day. No form of ambition whatsoever, just would rather play fucking video games and, you know what I'm saying, eat junk food, stuff that's not good for our health, and become roly-poly-olies. We're not going to attract the woman that we necessarily desire. You know what I mean? Because we have to put forth effort. We have to apply ourselves too. We have to build ourselves up. We have to be our biggest ROI. You know what I'm saying? In life, return on investment, for those who don't know what ROI is, but working on yourself, reading books, working out, practicing mindfulness, number one, learning emotional intelligence, getting your money up, you know what I'm saying? Working on investments, working on assets, stuff that appreciates with value in life. These things are going to help you attract what is best for you. You know what I'm saying? The more you get better, the better you will attract. So constantly working on yourself is never going to backfire. It's not. It's never going to backfire. And learning how to be a man. There's a lot of men who are good men, but there's very few of us who are good at being men. You know what I'm saying? I need that to sit in. It's from Ray Donovan's book, The Way of Men, which is a really... Jack Donovan, I said Ray Donovan. Jack Donovan is a good author. You know what I'm saying? On like brotherhood, masculinity, and stuff like that. And in The Way of Men, he kind of talks about that. There are men that are good men, and then there's men that are good at being men. And that's what we got to work on doing. We got to work on being good at being men, so that when we do get in these relationships, these women do not feel the need that they have to step up. They have to be the leader. They have to operate in fucking masculine so shit get done. You know what I mean? We'll be able to take care of them. Like, nah. And if she wants to try to fight us for a position, then we let her go. But us men, we gotta be on our shit. And women, y'all gotta be on your shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be operating, and you know, like when you're dating, you need to be operating in your fucking feminine. If you're trying to attract a masculine man, you wanna use the bait for the fish you're trying to catch, not for what the fuck you like. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Being feminine, you know what I mean? Being prissy, dress up, you know what I'm saying? Be sexy, embrace your sexuality, you know what I mean? Allowing men to lead. Men need to know how to lead so that they can allow us to lead even more, like in society. Relationships, man, it's it's a bitch right now. The internet, social media has gave us abundance, right? We're overly saturated with dopamine. I'm talking about social media, dating apps that got so many people. Literally, there's so many people up there that can come into your life, and you're like, you don't have the time for it. Truth be told, you can get caught up in that shit. I spent years being on dating websites, and I didn't really have a purpose, because I didn't really have a purpose for my life at the time. But now, in my life, being focused, being driven, seeing things come to fruition with everything that you're working on, there's going to be distractions. It happens, and you just stay the course. You know what I'm saying? You do your best to stay the course, and remember to put yourself first and work on the things that are going to benefit you. And I think it works. It'll work out better that way for whoever just tries to, especially men being focused on their purpose. You know what I mean? The women will appreciate a man working on his purpose, or a woman that truly values men. She'll appreciate you being on your purpose, because the purpose takes care of everything that she's gonna want in the long run, long scheme of things anyway. So much appreciation to those women that do value men in their lives, especially black men like myself. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of people don't value men. They don't value black men, and it's unfortunate, but such is life. The system, is by design for that to happen, where that they don't value, value us, value our lives, and things like that. But we're trying to change the narrative. We're going to change the narrative. We're going to work on bettering ourselves. We're going to work on bettering our relationships, and it all starts with looking in the mirror. Healthy relationships. We can make change. We can do better. We can learn. We can read. And we can apply, we can practice mindfulness so that we don't project our insecurities on other people, and know that everything that's going on is only inside of us, inside our head. So if we can switch our perspective, we can change how we see things, and be better people, healthier people. You know what I'm saying? And try to do right by one's family. And it's really all we can do. So I'll leave it with that. Check out therapy. At the best, to the best of your knowledge online, or you know what I'm saying. You can do Squarespace if you want something private. You can contact your insurance company, see if they have anything for mental health within that. But it does more healing than it does harm. I'll say that, and it very well take you some time to find a therapist that's right for you. But I do right now want to send positive and healing energy to anyone that is listening, watching this segment of Ask Rome, and grateful for all of you that took time to watch this. But I'm out.